start by saying that I've just been reading some background work from David Mickey, the Dalai Lama's cat author, and he has quite a lot of stuff around when you look for it that he writes, very deep stuff. He's a very good teacher, I think. And I've recently found his understanding of the words medication and meditation. And he's saying, of course, it's very obvious, there's only one letter different in those two words. And actually, there is a reason for that, because they both come from the same Latin root, which is medior. And that means to heal or to make whole. And I hadn't really thought about that before. And it's really significant, I think, particularly at this time. And so it seems that whether we medicate or meditate, our purpose is the same thing, which is an interesting thought. He also points out that while advances in Western medicine have been extraordinary in my lifetime since the war, of course, beyond measure, and that often is during times of world stress, the world wars, all those troubles in the UK with Ireland, Northern Ireland, and other stresses and pandemics, of course. And then advances are huge and much more rapid than they would be in other times. But those advances, he points out, are primarily focused on human beings, and I love his words here. And he calls that human beings as biological systems. And I've not thought of us as biological systems in a way before. But then he also points out that what might be obvious to many of us, of course, that the healing practice of Tibetan Buddhism have had a similar but opposite effect and focus on humans as what he wonderfully calls, energetic systems, as opposed just to biological systems. We are energetic systems. So I hope you feel energetic this morning. And he goes on to say, and I'll just read what he says, it's fortunate that we have the good fortune to be living in a time when we have access, obviously, to both East and West. And the interplay between body and mind, of course, now is increasingly accepted in the West. But even so, in the West, when we become sick, I think our first instinct is to perhaps go for the external fix, the pill. And the power of a placebo is well known. Not that we will take placebos, of course, but some do, and it's well known that that has great power and can actually do what your mind thinks it is doing when actually it was not intended that way. So it shows the immense strength and power of our minds, and that we can choose whichever fix we want and whichever one we think will help the best. So how about a combination? Which in a way is well demonstrated by what we're doing here with our Zoom connection and social distancing that allows us now with the Zoom, develop and explore the power of our minds so that we can be better supported during these difficult times. It might not be a pill, but we can give it a go, can't we, I think. So I like to lead you, as I said before, through this classic practice of metta, loving kindness meditation. And this then links in with the motivations that we use for the Shakyamuni Buddha meditation, when we use the 4 immeasurables as our motivation. One of those, of course, is loving kindness. These are the qualities the Buddha urges us to develop so that we can be free from our usual patterns of love, hate, good, bad, and so forth. Always that dichotomy. And never have we needed to be more aware of these attributes that the Buddha urged us to take on than at the present moment. So I take the children through this meditation in much the same way as we're going to do today, and perhaps you'll find it a little different the way I'm going to do it. But it's an extremely personal experience. A metta meditation is an antidote to hatred and aversion, but it also helps us to develop a caring attitude, to develop our friendliness towards people, and our goodwill and generosity towards ourselves as well as to all other sentient beings. And that's what makes this a very strong practice. The description of the Buddha, who was often called the doctor, the Dharma, the medicine, and the Sangha, the nurses, actually, as you probably know. And so the prescription of the Buddha is that even in the darkest times, our heart and mind have the capacity to be free from the burden of hatred and fear. And fear is an overwhelming feeling for a lot of people at the moment. So there is a burst recitation with this meditation. And Miffy, if you want, you might put it up now, I think, so that it's there when we start. I don't have to interrupt the meditation. You will be familiar with this verse, as it's very much the one that we use when bathing the baby Buddha at Sakudara. But having the one up there for you to read now extends it from when you possibly just say, may I be well, may I be happy, then we're going to extend that out today, of course, to all sentient beings. So let's make a start. And let's settle wherever you are to our own unique and familiar pose for meditation. Whatever you find comfortable, but one that will keep your mind alert, aware and responsive while we offer ourselves this loving kindness and expand that offering to all others. So once you are at ease, settle down, observe where you are, your outside world, how you've arranged your body. Is it comfortable? Make some small adjustments if it needs to be. Remember, I always say, this is not a meditation on pain. Be comfortable. And then gently close your eyes. No frown on your brow or tightly squeezed eyes, gently closed. And if you're feeling very comfortable, you can allow that small, gentle smile on your face. It takes far fewer muscles to do a smile than it does to do a frown. And then we're going to take 3 deep breaths. You'll take the breath in gently, but completely fill your lungs. We never do that. It's thought that we ever only use about half the capacity of our lungs. And I want you to feel that breath as it goes in, giving that oxygen right down to your toes. And then you're going to let that breath out slowly. And with each breath, letting the tension go with the breath so that you can be fully relaxed and really comfortable. So off you go with your 3 breaths, and I'll give you time to do that. Now you are fully at ease, comfortable with where you are. And you can now focus on your breath. Watch it for a moment. The cooler air in your nostril as you breathe in, and that warmer air as you breathe out. The ebb and flow of your breath. Let that calm feeling restore you after your busy week. And now, turn your focus actually to your heart. And if you feel you can, put both your hands gently over your heart and feel that it's warm there. Within your hands, there is a warmth at your heart. And imagine that there is a tiny ball of glowing light, of loving kindness, there in that warmth over your heart. See if you can imagine that. And with each breath in, that little light grows. It's warmer and it's gentle. With each quiet breath under your hand, you can feel it slowly growing. And it feels wonderful. And now it's really, really growing. And it starts to fill your chest, this warm, radiant rainbow light. With each breath in, a little stronger. And then it's in the spaciousness of your abdomen. Feel that. And now it's gently moving down your legs, right up to your toes. And this feels quite extraordinarily beautiful and very calm. Now it's growing so much that it travels down to your fingertips and to the top of your head. Your entire body is suffused with the warm, beautiful radiance of loving kindness. And it's very powerful. Gently offer that loving kindness to yourself and feel that you are completely at peace with yourself. Now that you are at peace and you have loving kindness for yourself, you are able to send that amazing light in you, the loving kindness, to your family. Your immediate family, your extended family. And then again, take it out further to your friends, the wider community where you live. Then all sentient beings in Australia. And then slowly extend it to the entire world with gentle love and compassion for all who are frightened or grieving in the current world turmoil. This inevitably includes feelings of compassion, of joy, and equanimity. You have excluded no one. And now we can say together, just imagine that we are all saying this together. Everyone who is joining us today is saying this with you. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. And may I be peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. And may all beings be peaceful. And just rest in this place with these strong feelings, just for a few moments. Repeat the verse to yourself if you want to. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. And may all beings be peaceful. Slowly bring your mind back to the breath. You can see that it's still taking care of itself, the gentle ebb and flow of your life-giving breath. And then very slowly open your eyes and return your awareness to the room that you are in. And just simply rejoice that you have felt that loving kindness, and therefore, inevitably, the compassion and joy that brings, and the equanimity that you have sent it to all living beings.